hate that so bad. So unfortunately I wasn't able to get the car to run. I'm getting some codes on the Niztune, so I put the factory ECU that I had. Oh, bless me. I put it in there, swapped them out, but you can see right now it's blinking codes, and that's with the Niztune in. I put the factory chip back in, and it wasn't even doing that. It was having a weird clicking problem. And then when I plugged the Niztune in, the Niztune chip, it stopped clicking and everything sounded fine. But right now, if I plug the one from the ECU from the motor that I bought outside of the car, I can hear fuel pump and everything, and it cranks over. Just no fire. So, and the two LEDs are staying on. There's not even any codes coming up on that ECU. So I don't know if that ECU is no good. But this one blinks codes at least. I'm thinking it won't start just because there was a communication error with my laptop and the Niztune. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to come out and I'm going to bring my laptop this time. I meant to bring it this time, but I forgot, of course. So I'm going to load up the tune for that with the bigger injectors. Then hopefully it'll start then. But we did make some progress. So we have fuel. The fuel pump is working properly now, and we have oil pressure, which is two main good things. We just have to work out this little small problem. Also, the wiring isn't the greatest on this car, so I'm thinking those codes could be for that. I know one of the transmission sensors is like cut up, and the car still ran without it, but I think it's just the speed sensor or the RPM sensor. Yeah, I went through everything. Like, I bypassed this and used this as a little return. So I'm just thinking it's mainly with the tune. It could be the wiring of these injectors too, but I don't feel like the wires aren't hot or anything, so I'm gonna mess around with it a bit. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, start all over again. Gonna bring my laptop and hopefully that solves it, but yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, so fast forward to then. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm gonna just jump right into it. I got my computer here. I'm gonna load up a tune. Hopefully it works. I was having communication errors last time with the Niztune, so hopefully we have that problem solved, and yeah, we'll just jump right into it. Okay, so I'm still having the issue. It's not the ECU saying I have the wrong drivers on my computer. So I'm just going to do a quick little bit of research and troubleshooting here, and I'll get back to you. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is day 3 of trying to get this thing started. It's been longer than that. It's been probably 5 days now, 6 days. But I've mainly just waiting for these parts. We did make quite a bit of progress though. Can't really remember what I was doing in the last couple days here, but we fixed, just a quick recap, we fixed the fuel pump issue. We fixed the no oil pressure issue. And the Niztune issue not connecting to my computer, so all that's fixed, which is a huge step forward. Then I think I had a problem. It was just cranking, wasn't even firing, just there's fuel in the rail, but I guess the injectors aren't firing. So now this is day 3. I've got a little bit of fire, so it's boom, 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 like it almost wants to go. But I had it running on brake clean, so I know it's a fuel issue, not a spark issue or timing issue or anything. Well, it might still be a timing issue, but so my parts came in. I'll show you them here real quick, but I'm thinking, because I have the stock regulator on the fuel rail, I'm thinking it's either getting too much fuel with the bigger injectors, or, which was why I bought that part for my aftermarket regulator, or there's something else wrong. I checked voltage to the injectors. It has the injectors have the correct ohms. I can't speak here today, holy. But they have the correct ohms. The only iffy thing is the plugs drop in voltage right away, so I don't know if that's a computer problem or what, but I never had a tune loaded either, so I don't know if it was just because the computer never had anything loaded on it. But once I did load a tune is when it started popping, so I'm thinking hopefully that problem's fixed and it's not an actual wiring issue or something wrong with the ECU. But I'm going to switch over to the aftermarket regulator. I'm going to set it up just like the factory has it set up. Still doesn't seem right to me, but I was talking to some people, they say that's how it's set up, so yeah, I'll just jump right into that, and hopefully my fuel pressure's set right and stuff. Yeah, we'll give this a go. Hopefully we can get this thing started. My battery on the car from cranking so much is starting to die, so I have a jump box, but I don't know how long that's going to last, so that's probably going to be the next issue that we run into, is the dead battery, but we'll get through it. So yeah, I'll just quickly get this done and I'll get back to you guys. So quickly before I jump into the fuel pressure regulator thing here, I just want to show you some parts I got. So this here, hopefully it fits. I haven't tried it yet. This is actually the first time I'm going to have a look at it, but this is a heat shield. Goes right here. Looks like it isn't going to fit. Might have to modify that a little bit, but I'm also going to be wrapping the exhaust, so it won't be too hot there, hopefully. This is the fuel rail part I was talking about, so compared to the stock regulator, I'll show you here. So this is the actual regulator, and then this is the one that it just kind of bypasses it into your aftermarket one. I also got my heat wrap, which is here, and everything's just a mess. And I've got, these are pretty cool, just a suspension part, but so these are oh, I can't even remember the name of them now. Front traction control arms, I think. And yeah, my front ones on this one are shot, so these are a nice upgrade. They're adjustable too. That'll probably be the next thing once all this is up and running. Suspension components and yeah. But anyway, I'll jump into getting this regulator on and I'll get back to you guys. Hey guys, so it's Friday, January 29th. It's been a while since I uploaded, but I've been trying to get this problem sorted out off camera. It was just crank, no start. I've been fighting for it for days now, going through what I think the problem could be, relays, fuses, thinking about the ECU and all that, but I have some good news. So I don't know if you can see how hazy it is in here, but the car runs. So I'll go through with you everything I did, and I should have did this in the start because I had a hunch. Always go with your gut feeling. I had a gut feeling that it was the injectors. So I checked ohms on them. Ohms were fine. It was 12 ohms, which is what they're supposed to be for high impedance, which is what this car is. So I didn't think twice about just changing them out and trying the stock ones anyway. I had power to the plugs, so I put this, because I modified this stock rail for these injectors. I put the stock rail back in it from my motor I'm going to build just to test it out, rewired in stock injectors, and the car fired right up, which is perfect because it was getting really frustrating. But I went through almost everything. Like I wired, or I plumbed up the fuel regulator like 4 or 5 different ways because it just didn't seem right to me. Right now I think it is right, but I'm going to put it back, like, because the car runs on it, but I'm going to put it back to the way the instructions said, just to be sure that I'm not putting any extra pressure on the system that I don't need to. But I did that like 5 times. Lost my fingernail doing it, so that was great. I thought it was maybe the pump was, it felt like the pump was bleeding off because my pressure gauge would read 40 and then it would bleed off almost right away. So I thought maybe line is off internally in the pump, like the hose that sits next to the sending unit. So I took the pump out again. Everything was fine there. So I hardwired the pump, and it kept my pressure. So I'm gonna hardwire the pump anyway, just because this is old wiring too. So it's just kind of a fail-safe as well, in case it decides to quit one day and then makes the car run lean and blows up. So I'm just gonna hardwire it anyway. What else did I do? I went through all the fuses. There was like 5 blown fuses, but they were nothing like really related to the ignition or anything, or to the injectors. It was like a door chime. I have a door chime now. That's really the only thing that's new, and one of the pop-up headlights, I think the headlight works now. So that wasn't the issue. I pretty much went through everything. I went through everything on Niztune. I thought the injector size was wrong, so I went through like 260cc all the way up to 550cc injectors, like just stepping it up to see if maybe the injectors were wrong cc. Did that. I messed around with the math. Like, it was just, I went through everything. Relays, like I thought, because of the EGI pump and the EGI relay, they control the pump, but I think they have something to do with the ECU too. So I was thinking that was going to be my next adventure, but I said screw it. I just went ahead, threw the stock injectors in, and it fires right up. So that was a major pain. It's definitely frustrating, but it's things you kind of have to expect when you're turboing a car. You can't just give up. You have to be persistent. Persistence is key. That's really, and I mean, it's a learning experience too. Really, I should have started with the injectors, because that's what I was saying all along I was going to do. That was my gut feeling, like I said, and that's what I should have went with. But I'll quickly start it up for you guys so you can hear it. And yeah, it runs really rich because it has the bigger pump in it. So I've got to, I can leave these stock injectors in for now, and I'll have to order some other ones. I'm gonna order the proper ones. I think they're $400, so they're not really budgety, but I don't want to risk, like, these injectors I was trying were only $40, so not a big loss. I was willing to take the risk, and that's it. But the next step up from these is almost $200, and if they don't work, then that's when I kind of lose. I should just buy the proper ones for it, so that's what I'm gonna do. for $400, but it'll be worth it in the end, especially when we go ahead to build this motor here. So yeah, I'll fire it up quickly for you guys. It's enough of me talking, and yeah, you can have a listen to it. So yeah, runs really rich. You can probably see that. Sorry if my heater's a little loud, but my main concern was getting the car running before buttoning everything up, just to kind of as a peace of mind and to make sure I don't have to work on anything else. It would suck to have to put it all together and not run like it was, and then I tear apart the whole car again to figure out a problem that was as simple as injectors. So yeah, I'm gonna do probably a quick time lapse of putting this back together, so hang in there. So in that quick little time lapse there, I just put the regulator, fuel regulator, how the instructions said to do it. So I did that and tested the car, it fired right up, so I'm gonna leave it like that. That says how it's supposed to be, so, and it seems to work fine. I also quickly went ahead, I cut a pie cut for my hood exit. If you don't know how to do these, I'll quickly explain in the next little video here, or segment after this here. But yeah, I'm pretty much done for the day. I got accomplished what I wanted to. Tomorrow I'm going to pick up a bumper support for the front bumper because this car never had it, so I'm going to pick one up. And then I'm going to come maybe Sunday, maybe tomorrow. Well, definitely Sunday, but maybe tomorrow too. I'm gonna start potentially mocking up the intercooler, and yeah, so the main struggle was getting the car started. It should be hopefully pretty straightforward from here. The car seems to be fighting me a little bit, so but yeah, we'll get through it. Should have the exhaust done next week. I'm gonna get everything set up for that, get my pie cut welded on, and I'm gonna TIG weld this on. I'm not gonna MIG it. I want to make it look nice where people can actually see the welds instead of some goober. So yeah, I'll quickly show you how to do a pie cut, and then that'll be the video for today. So you can see me in my time lapse with the measuring tape. it's basically when you have your 90, you just lay it down flat like this, and where your 90 curves up, so this is the very bottom of the 90, which would be like if the 90 was sitting like this, it would be this part. So when it sits up like that, you measure from your flat surface where the 90 is on up, and then you just measure, you take that measurement and go all the way around with it and make a little line, little dots or something all the way around it, and then you connect your dots, and they should meet pretty close to the middle. They won't be exactly, they'll be like, they'll come up here and here. So to get that little teardrop, you can just curve it in a little bit extra like I did. And here's your middle line too. Like typically on a bend with this type of pipe anyway, you'll have like, you can see this line, so that's where it was bent for center. So I was pretty close to center, but that's something you can look out for. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's not too hard, and yeah, just essentially weld this on, you're good to go. But that's gonna be it for this episode. So got all the painful things done. I really wish I checked injectors first. I would have been done a lot sooner. But I also got back here, you can barely see it now, but so it's just a piece out and in. I think I filmed this a couple days ago. That's how long it's been, so trying to sort out these problems to get the car started. But yeah, so that's all plumbed in, everything works there. Car starts up, has good oil pressure, so Sunday we should be getting a lot more stuff done. Like I have the wideband to put in, clean up the interior gauges, hardwire the fuel pump, intercooler, radiator, bunch of stuff. So but it should be hopefully pretty straightforward from here. Hopefully no more problems. That was a real pain, and it's good to know my NIS tune and everything is working, so it's not a NIS tune issue with the soldering or fried ECU or something. So it's a lot of stress relief. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.